he looks at me an hour later and he was like, "Hey, man, I got to set you straight." It's like, we get hundreds of requests a day from charities across the country. And no offense, they're not running above people's garages. You're a great American. Keep doing what you're doing. But he said, this will never, never, never happen. There were 3 nevers at the end of our conversation. And so, you know, I leave their tail between the legs. And I'm always a big believer that I talked about this before, but we're going to be defined by what we do when it doesn't go our way every day, multiple times. And so I kind of regrouped a couple of days later, and I went back every 6 months to St. Louis for the next 3 years. And I rang that same doorbell, never had an appointment. And finally got a meeting with Dave Peacock, the CEO, who was a University of Kansas grad, like me. And I'll never forget what he said at the end of the meeting. He said, "Hey, I make it a best practice not to get in the way of God's will. We'll figure out something to do with Folds of Honor." So that was 8 years ago, and they've donated about $20 million from Budweiser to us. So, I mean, what a great way to serve our country, drink beer and change the life of a military family. But when you look at that, you know, in Folds and our success, we've just been so blessed to have so many people come along the walk and support us in awesome ways. But it's hard, right? Every single day I'm getting way more no's than yeses. And, but when you meet the families that you help and you see the impact that you're having on them, that's what keeps you leaning into the wind, I guess.
Should have went to Miller.
You know that very so well. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Did you stop talking? I thought, was that it? Because you got me enamored now. I was like, oh, man, keep talking. That was awesome. That is, man. God dang.
It speaks a lot to persistence too. You know, it speaks a lot to the fact that
those are the best stories when you got to keep going back. Like, man, I went back and back so many times. Every time I get knocked down, and finally it just went. That's how it happens.
Well, you guys, I mean, you get that. I mean, you talk about a resilient spirit. If the most successful people in the world are the people that are the best at handling life when it's not going their way.
Truth.
I'm convinced, and the rest of the world quits.
Yeah, I think it's somebody else to handle it. Well, like with us in our world, I mean, they put us in the situations where man, you got to handle it. You quit, you're not in the program, and since that wasn't an option, you learn how to deal with it. Yeah, but
yeah. I had one of my role models told me one time. He told me this actually multiple times because I'd always come walking back with my tail between my legs, and he's like, "If you ever walk into a room and somebody tells you no, the first words out of your mouth is say, 'Don't say no. Let's work on how to get to yes.'" Mm-hmm. I had never heard that before, and it literally transformed my life, especially when it comes to the nonprofit space. When everybody's like, "I got a thing for you, man. I'd rather give some money to the Dying Cat Foundation," which I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, without freedom, the Dying Cat Foundation ain't in business.
Yeah, you're right. You know, it's the person's true characteristics will always shine through in moments of adversity. That's who they really are. You know, so add a little stress, add a little
man, if they don't believe in you, especially,
yeah,
if they don't believe in you, then if you're the one that if they're going to hinge it on you, and you're the one that keeps coming back and shows them that, finally they'll be like, "All right, man, if he's got it, then," because that's what ultimately they're doing, they're investing in you.
Yeah,
so you're going to keep coming back and keep taking this, and
remain calm. Remain calm.
This is the Team Never Quit podcast. So buckle up, Buttercup.